Good afternoon, my beloved friends. It is an honor for me to be here today and to share some words with you and our perspective from our side and advice on how to proceed in the days to come. It is no news to you that what lies ahead is very turbulent times. There will be much turmoil, not only in the physical sense of the earth changes in your world with volcanoes and earthquakes and hurricanes and storms, but also in your social structures of governments and society, and everything is going to be shaken up. And it needs to happen. And you must realize that it needs to happen, because in the age of knowledge that you are entering, the world is totally different. And the attitudes are totally different. And spirituality will reign supreme. Well, now it's still under the surface for most. So this upheaval needs to take place, but it is not easy to go through. It's not easy to go have everything upside down and to experience all this. So I'm here to remind you that life is full of choices, and that while for eons of time there have been those who've been trying to take people's choices away or limiting the choices that they have, that will all be ending. But you have a choice each and every day as you experience what is happening in your world. You can get caught up in the drama of what's happening, of the negativity of what's happening, of people's suffering, which again, unfortunately occurs, or you can choose not to. You can choose to get caught up in the drama and become fearful of what's ahead. Or you can consciously choose to acknowledge that the fear is there, and your compassion is there, and your empathy is there for those who are suffering. But you can choose for yourself to be in joy. Now that sounds contradictory, I know. But you are in joy because of your spiritual knowledge. You are in joy because you are taking one itty-bitty step closer to the age of knowledge, the golden age of peace. And you have that knowledge, therefore focus on that and do not focus on the trauma and the negativity. For living in fear and negativity will not serve you well at all. You need to be free of that or away from that. Now, that's not to say you can't acknowledge it and you cannot try to help people who are in fear or who are suffering. I'm not saying to ignore it, but I'm saying it not to absorb it into your own energy. Whether you want to choose to do techniques like surrounding your auric field in a coat, a reflective coat, a coat of mirrors, so that when the negativity bounces towards you, it bounces away and you remain in joy. Some people use that as a technique to deal with this, or whether you just mentally say, I acknowledge what's going on, but I will not have this affect me. It is important for you to remember that the importance of using the consciousness gathering recording that you just used, because that recording allows you to get back into your divine energy, to be the one I am, to feel the power and the sovereignty of being yourself in your God energy. And that's where you need to remain. And the more you use that recording, the more you become accustomed to shifting your consciousness from where you are in your daily life back into your divine energy. And that can be done within a matter of seconds. Once you become used to using it and are there. But if you still have problems getting there, sit and use the recording. We suggest that you do this on a daily basis, that you spend some time and get into the energy. And if for some reason you do not have enough time in the day to listen to the whole recording, which allows you to get there and let it seep into you, at least use it enough to get into the energy and remain there for 2 or 3 minutes. If you have to shut it off at that point, shut it off and go back to your day. But it is important for you to get into that energy and be able to make that shift, because you need to be out of the fear and out of the drama of what is going on in the world in order to keep your head above water, so to speak, and to be able to walk through the turbulent times that is coming. So, yes, while the poem that Ria sent to you has spoke to you, reminds you of what's happening and what is happening, that is precisely what you need to remember and know. Yes, this is happening, but it's happening for a purpose. It is happening because that is the only way to get the world into the age of knowledge that it has been prophesied for so long ago. It is not a smooth road. It is full of bumps. It is full of trauma. It is full of agony for some. It is going to be a very difficult road to walk on. And this is why we have been preparing you to be able to walk through that road. Think of it. The world has been experiencing so much flooding. Think of it as you're walking through very muddy land. And when you put one foot down, it sinks deep into the mud. And then you have to pull your leg up, and it has all that resistance of the mud clinging to it till it comes out, and then you take your step and it goes down again deep into the mud, and you have to take the step, and this is the road you have to walk on. This is the road that it will be. It is not an easy journey. So we ask you to use the tools that we have been providing you in order to allow you to not sink so deeply in the mud. Your vibration will keep you up so you don't sink as far. That's not to say, again, we're not asking you to ignore feelings or ignore emotions or not to be empathetic. But we are saying that with the empathy, you also have to shift your focus to your divine energy and stay in the joy of that. Because the joy that you experience there helps you counteract the fear. It's kind of like a balance. You are all aware of the zodiac sign of Libra, where the the woman is holding a balance, so that if you put down fear on one side and it weighs down so deep, so far, you need an equal amount of joy to bring things into balance so that you can proceed in balance. And this is what the tools we're trying to provide you with. Use the meditation to get into your divine crystalline energy, for it is a place of joy, it is a place of power, it is a place of being empowered. And that vibration will be the buoyancy which will bring you through the days to come. It will also be the light to attract those that are having difficulties, to notice that you are walking a different path than they are. And it will provide them the opportunity to question you and give you the opportunity to teach them what you know. For you have been on the path of enlightenment for quite some time. And for some people, it will be a brand new journey. You must realize that part of the turbulence that is coming is there will be lots of anger abound, because people will start to realize that they have been lied to, not for years, but for centuries. For centuries of time, religions have been trying to hoodwink the people. People are now going to wake up to that, and they will be angered. And they will also be questioning what the real truth is. You have those answers for them. So get into the energy of the one I am as much as you can, because you will need it in the days to come. I hope you can accept these words to the best of your ability. I want you to consider them, and I want you to try to incorporate it as much as you can. But always remember, it's your choice. You can choose to get caught up in the fear and the drama, or you can choose to be in the energy that allow you to sail above it and to help others to learn how to sail above it. The choice is really yours. So
thank you, Carl and friends, so much for being here. Our first question, greetings from Karen and Joe. The U.S. President and his wife held a Halloween party for children at the White House on Thursday. There was disturbing satanic abuse imagery on full display. Our president even went as far as to put babies' legs and feet into his mouth and pretend to eat them. The First Lady was dressed as a panda. Panda eyes are a symbol of child sex abuse. This imagery is pushed on us as normal in the entertainment industry, the fashion industry, even in the Olympics opening ceremonies. There are over 300,000 children who came over our southern border in the last 4 years, and they are unaccounted for. No one knows where they went. Our question is, when will decent folk, we are in the majority, allow themselves to see this for what it is? It's so grotesque, people don't want to know or see it. How can we assist in this flimsy house of cards to fall? Thank you, from Karen and Joe.
part of what you're talking about is about to happen in the next few months, in the next half year. For you are aware of the arrests that were made recently of a musician who is charged with abuse. In the course of his trial, much is going to be exposed. It is kind of like an avalanche. It will start small and grow and grow and grow and grow, and more and more and more will be exposed. It is set to happen. It is in the course of happening. It is part of the drama that we spoke about. It is, you're on the cusp of it coming to the surface. It has been surfacing, but it is speeding up. And within the coming year, it will be exposed, although there will be more to be exposed even further. As far as assisting this, again, we say to you, the strongest thing you can do is to make yourself the most powerful spiritual being that you can. So we say to you to use the consciousness gathering recordings, not just even the first one, but all of them that are being released to you, to be in the energy and to live in the energy and be that example. You could also seek out other people to raise your voice about this. There are murmurings about that topic that are said, although the media doesn't cover it that well. There are things out there. And as this begins to unfold, that will get to be stronger and stronger. You are coming to a point where this will be fully exposed. You have to realize that the vast majority of people do not know what you just explained. They do not know this symbology. They would not have recognized what you recognized by seeing what happened in the White House. They just are oblivious to it. That oblivion is about to disintegrate. And when it does, there will be an uproar because, as you say, the pious and just people will not tolerate this any longer. And things will change for the better. So we ask you again to prepare yourself spiritually to be as strong as possible, to carry the light of the one I am in your daily life as much as you can. And that in itself will help to bring about this change. But that change is coming. Do you understand?
Thank you. Next question is from Carol regarding our upcoming election. We've seen many reports and videos already of fraud with electronic voting machines and with ballots. Is there any chance that our elections will be fair? And do you see the EBS happening soon? Thank you.
What we can say on this matter is that, yes, there are fraudulent things happening within your election. However, In the end, the right person will assume power. The person who has received divine protection will enter the White House again and assume power. It may be a rocky road, but it will have the just outcome in the long run. The fact that this fraud is exposed at this point before even the official day of election has occurred is a very positive sign, because in the last election, people were oblivious to it. People are much more aware of it now, and they're watching for it, and they are going to make sure that it is addressed. Do not look for a decision to happen quickly, or it will take some time. And as these frauds are exposed, that may delay things even further. So, again, stay in the divine energy and know that in the end, the results will be for the good. Do you understand?
Yes, and do you see the EBS happening very soon?
That will take some time.
Okay. Thank you. The next question is actually from my 5-year-old grandson, Theron. He would like to know what the real reason is that the dinosaurs disappeared from the plane.
The real reason was that man interfered and changed the climate.
Huh.
In that place that you term Atlantis, there were people who were scientifically more advanced than you are. At that point, the Earth was surrounded in a cloudy sphere. You never really saw the sun that much because there was cloud cover all the time. So it provided a certain type of insulation where the temperature was at a certain degree, a certain degree of warmth all the time around the whole Earth, because the sun did not really strike the Earth directly. It had to filter through all this clouds cover. And the Atlanteans were using laser lights, laser beams, and they shot some up into the atmosphere, and it caused a reaction and it energized the cloud cover so that it caused it to rain. And it rained and rained and rained. In the Bible, you know this rain as a great flood where Noah was in an ark and saved all the animals. That is an actual occurrence. There was a great flood as all this cloud cover became rain and flooded the earth, and also created the oceans and so forth. But when that happened, the climate changed, the temperature changed, and it was this temperature change that really caused the death of the dinosaurs, because they could not adapt to the sudden environmental change, and they became extinct. Do you understand?
Thank you. That is our last question. We thank you so much for being here.
It is our great pleasure again to step in and assist you. We are trying to give you the armor and the shields and the tools to carry forth in the days to come, which are going to be full of challenges, as we said before. So we can only encourage you to use the tools that we suggest and try to follow our advice as much as you can. We realize what we said today is not an easy task, because it's not easy to not react in a negative way to a lot of what will be happening and what is happening, and feeling the emotions of that negativity or and empathy for those who are suffering. But it does no good for you to suffer along with them. You can serve a much higher good by learning to turn away from that and staying in the light as much as you can. Realize that is not a light switch. It's not on and off. It's more a tug of war that you will have of being pulled towards the negativity and you trying to pull back into the positivity. It is not anything that can be even accomplished and you're going to stay there. What's important for you is to have that realization and understanding that that's the way it is. And that if when you choose to come back and to be in the light as much as you can, you are serving the higher good. And that is a choice. So we ask you to consider all this and to follow it as best you can. So with that, my friends, we are going to withdraw. Again, it has been our pleasure to be here, and we leave you with our blessings and with our love. So be it.
Thank you, Carl and friends. We love you.